Praise the Lord, dear friend. This is Hemi. Today we're continuing in the subject Level Up by Forgiving, and this is part 2 of a 5-part series. All right, let's go to Luke chapter 23, verse 34. Luke 23:34, and this is Yeshua, Jesus, as he is getting ready to be crucified. These are the words that he says to the Father. These are his words in prayer to the Father. He says, then said Jesus, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they parted his raiment and cast lots. And the people stood beholding, and the rulers also with them derided him, saying, He saved others, let him save himself, if he be the Christ, the chosen of God. Now, Yeshua says, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And then they go on to deride him, and they parted his raiment and cast lots. These people were mistreating Jesus to the point they're crucifying him, but he says, Father, forgive them. Wow. Now, you notice he didn't say, I forgive them. He knew he was going to forgive them. That's why he came to die for their forgiveness of sins. But he interceded and he said, Father, forgive them. And I think that is the best practice for us. When someone wrongs us, part of forgiveness is asking for the Father to forgive them, interceding for them, saying they know not what they do. Now, that's hard for many people. Many people want someone to get their comeuppance if they have wronged them, offended them. Listen, forgiving someone or asking the Father to forgive someone does not mean that they will not receive their comeuppance. Look at the story. Follow with me. Let's look at a little history. Start with John chapter 2, verse number 19. The Gospel of John chapter 2, 19. It says, All right, Jesus replied, Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. What? They exclaimed. It has taken us 46 years to build this temple, and you can rebuild it in 3 days? Verse 21. But when Jesus said, or what Jesus said concerning the temple, he was concerning his body. His temple was the body that they were going to destroy, but he could raise it in 3 days. Now, track with me to Matthew chapter 24, verse number 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. That same temple that took them 46 years to build. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Now, track with me. They destroyed Jesus' body, and he was the temple of God. He asked the Father to forgive them, but they still was going to receive their comeuppance, or they still were going to reap what they sowed. Jesus said in Matthew 24 that that temple that you see now is going to be destroyed, and not one stone is going to be left upon another. When did that happen? When did they get their comeuppance? The Bible doesn't say it, but history records that in AD 70, the Roman general Titus came into Jerusalem and destroyed the temple. This is secular history. Destroyed the temple just as Jesus had predicted. And it was about 35 years later, after he had been crucified. 35 years later, that same generation that was around that destroyed the temple of Jesus' body saw the destruction of their supposed temple of God. they reaped what they sowed. And that was in AD 70. And it began what they call the Great Diaspora. Even today, Jews are scattered all over the world because when Titus went in, not only did he destroy the temple, but he expelled the Jews from their own homeland. They reaped what they sowed. That was in AD 70. Something the Jews that remained in Jerusalem or Palestine at that time that were not destroyed, they were later destroyed, and they were later dispersed in a diaspora of AD 120. And they were dispersed until 1948 when they began to come back into the homeland. What are you saying, Hemi? I'm saying you don't have to worry about people reaping what they sowed. They are going to reap what they sow, but it's not for you. You let it go. You let it go like Jesus did. You let it go. You pray for them. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But that doesn't mean that they will not receive their comeuppance. They will reap what they sow. But you cannot be the judge, the jury, and executioner. Let it go. Let it go. You wronged me. I wronged you. The process or the cycle of forgiveness, God is the head. There's offender, and there's one who is offended. Both offender and offender, or the one who's offended and the one who was the object of the offense, and God, they're all coming together and they are granting forgiveness to one another. Yeah, you wronged me, but I forgive you. Yeah, I wronged you, but I'm asking you to forgive me. And we both have wronged God, and God forgives us both. All right, this is Hemi. Track with me tomorrow. We're going to be talking more about forgiveness. It's important that you get all of these 5 teachings because they collectively is going to give you a revelation about forgiveness that will help you to indeed level up. All right, this is Hemi. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow in the Move of the Spirit. Bye-bye.